Joe, I'm curious to see what happened to Miss Havershams.
Pip lies about what happened in the set.
Pip tells them about a coach and 4 dogs fighting over a field guy.
Pip investigates Joe. Pip doesn't get in trouble.
Beginning of the time. Pip. Ow! Pip decides to speak on the phone.
Goes to a bar and meets this creepy guy that looks like a convict.
The man is stirring his drink with a file.
Because of the file, Pip discovers that the strange guy is the convict.
What are you doing?
It's called a kick line, Andrew.
That was cute.
The convict! The convict!
Yes, Pip.
I love how Brittany is just so focused on the
Convict.
I am.
And Mrs. Joe wants him to return it. Pip goes to sleep and he has a nightmare about the file coming out of the door and attacking him.
Pip returns to Miss Havisham's house.
Stella escorts him into a room full of people. It's Miss Havisham's birthday.
Pip leads Miss Havisham around a creepy room with a table.
What's on
Oh
the
my
table?
gosh, that's hilarious. I was laughing so
It's a
hard.
bride's cake.
So just
Okay,
keep
Pip
going.
leads
Wait.
Miss Havisham around a decayed cake in a creepy room.
And that's where she's going to be placed.
It was a bride's cake, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Pip gets in a fight and wins.
Pip kisses Stella on the cheek.
As a reward.
Ew.
She was just like,
Because she said
well,
this is
I'm really pretty and I know you like makeup, so I guess.
Hey, go!
Anyway, Pip feels guilty about getting in a fight with the young gentleman.
Pip goes back to Miss Havisham's.
Pip takes Miss Havisham around the room in circles, which has become their tradition, and Miss Havisham accuses Pip of growing tall.
Miss Havisham informs Pip that she wants him to become Joseph Curtis.
When Pip returned to tell Joe and Mrs. Joe about Miss Havisham's request.
Mrs. Joe gets mad at Mr. Joe because he gets to go to Miss Havisham.
Mrs. Joe throws a candlestick at Mr. Joe. In the kitchen.
It's good.
What? That was chapter 13.
Yeah.
Everybody gets ready to go get Pip at Miss Havisham's.
Joe closes the forge.
Mr. and Mrs. Joe and Pip go to town. When Joe and Miss Havisham are talking, Joe only addresses Pip.
Miss Havisham pays Pip for his duties. Mr. Joe lies to Mrs. Joe about how they got married.
Mrs. Joe and Mr. Pumblechook are angered at the amount of money Pip has received.
Pip gets bound to Mr. Joe.
Pip is ashamed of his home. He starts working as a blacksmith and uses all the blacksmith's tools.
Pip doesn't tell Joe that he doesn't like it because this won't hurt Joe's feelings.
Every time Pip and Joe say Old Club, he thinks of his dad. That's usually so on. Pip completes his operations and halfway.
Pip goes to Pip decides to not go to the school at schoolhouse. Pip teaches Joe reading and writing at sixth place while Joe smokes.
Pip just finds seasons to Miss Havisham's house so he can see Stella. Pip meets Orlick and Orlick sends the blacksmith to work with her Joe. Pip requests a half day off and gets it, and Orlick is angered that Pip would get it, and too late.
Mrs. Joe and Orlick get in an argument.
Mr. Joe and Orlick get in a fight.
Pip returns to Miss Havisham's and finds that Stella has gone to study abroad.
When Pip leaves Miss Havisham's house on his way home, he hears gunshots at the prison ship.
Pip comes home to find that Mrs. Joe has been assaulted.
Pip is afraid the murderer is his convict.
Pip feels guilty to think that Mrs. Joe's assault actually. The police are trying their hardest to find Mrs. Joe's driver.
Due to the lack of effort, the attacker is never discovered.
Oh, Miss Jo isn't the same after her attack.
Piggy comes to live with Gregory's. Well, Chris thinks it's wrong. It's probably is, because I know. That is said. Okay, Miss Jo, Vinny and Pip.
Do what you already said.
I forgot what I said. Miss
She
Jo.
tried to tell
Tries
us.
to tell him who's the person who attacked.
This Joe.
Just one in the back. Chelsea, that's you.
Every day, Miss Jo insists on seeing.
I mean,